Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to another edition of Paisano's Music and Vinyl Talk. I am your host, as always, Paisano. Welcome. Tonight, we're going to talk about what I would consider to be the greatest hard rock band ever. Hard rock, not heavy metal, not rock, hard rock. And that would be Led Zeppelin. And this is the soundtrack to the film of the same name, called The Song Remains the Same. These concerts were actually recorded on, I believe, the last 3 dates of the 1973 North American tour. And it suffered some criticism because a lot of the critics of the day said the band seemed tired, and who wouldn't be tired at the end of a 1973 North American tour? I mean, come on. God knows what they were doing every night in those hotel rooms. I have a bootleg from the first week in June from the 73 tour at Keys Stadium in San Francisco, and it's outside. It's an outdoor concert. It doesn't sound, nearly as loud as these recordings taken from the soundboard. No doubt, this is not just an audience recording. And like I said, this is the soundtrack to the film, which wasn't released until October 1976. So for 3 years, they sat on these the film and the audio recordings before they released the whole shebang. And Jimmy Page himself has been critical of these recordings, saying it didn't represent Led Zeppelin at its best. And I agree. I think that for one, they could have filmed earlier shows. I don't know if they did, and they just decided to use the last 3 at Madison Square Garden or not. But it's good enough. Even bad Led Zeppelin is not so bad, if you know what I mean. This is not quite the full show. A full Led Zeppelin show would be 2.5 to 3 hours. This comes in at about an hour and a half or so. But all the highlights are here. Side 1 kicks off with the show opener of the day, Rock and Roll, going right into Celebration Day. The title track, The Song Remains the Same. And side 1 finishes with the Rain Song. Side 2, Dazed and Confused, takes up all of side 2 of the first record, as it should. Great song. They really stretch out on it. A lot of bow, Jimmy Page with the bow, and a lot of solos. That's 3 or 4 real good solos in it. Side 3 of record 2 is No Quarter, a killer version of No Quarter, I might add, and Stairway to Heaven, probably one of the most popular songs of the 1970s. Side 4, Moby Dick, which is John Bonham's, tour de force. He would really stretch out his drum solo, play with his hands. He was one of the greatest drummers in rock history, no doubt. And he just showed off all his talents. And he still had all his talents in 1973. And side 4 finishes with Whole Lotta Love, as it should. That was pretty much the show closer for quite a while, probably till Zeppelin finished, actually, in 1980. Whole Lotta Love always closed out the show. But this was released on Swan Song, which was Led Zeppelin's own record label. You can hear the toilet flushing upstairs. That's delightful. Yep, Swan Song. This was their, I believe, second record on Swan Song, I think. Yeah, they got so big they got their own record label. You know, they're without a doubt. I mean, if you took the members one by one, the most talented hard rock group ever, I would say. I mean, the only one that could even rival them is The Who. And, you know, you could go back and forth all day between Led Zeppelin and The Who and argue about who's better. And whoever you pick, you'd be right. I mean, they're both fantastic. Why try to pick one over the other? I probably bought this one at, I'm going to say, Strawberries down the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts. This album was readily available just about everywhere by the time I bought it in the mid-'80s. And, you know, when you buy the album, it comes with certain, you know, things. A little right up there, some liner notes by Cameron Crowe, one of the noted rock critics of the day, worked for Rolling Stone and other publications. And you get some scenes here. Some of these pictures are from the film The Song Remains the Same. Peter Grant, their manager, acting out a gangster sequence. Robert Plant at home and on stage. Same with John Bonham there, down on the farm, posing with cows and horses and his wife and such. Jimmy Page. Fantasy sequence, some kind of druid fantasy sequence that he had in the film. Let's take a look at the vinyl. Atlantic sleeves. This is side one. That's the Swan Song label. The guy with the angel wings leaning back. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're enjoying our discussions here, please like and, more importantly, subscribe. I'd appreciate it very much. What will Paisano dig out of the crates next week? Tune in. Find out. Good night, YouTube.